Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the live-action Scooby Doo movie / origin, for some reason, Daphne and Velma.
For this movie, apparently Daphne and Velma were the original mystery solvers before assembling Mystery Inc.
Yeah, sure.
So I guess this is an AU?
I guess so. It has to be. Has to be.
So, when their school students start to go missing and come back virtually changed or unrecognizable, it's up to Daphne and Velma to solve the mystery. That sounds so funny.
Yeah. And before we start with that,
it's a mystery that Daphne and Velma solve the mystery.
Right. Before we start that mess, be sure to like, subscribe, and notifications to get updates on future podcasts and all the pause videos.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We have to say that this movie was done by Ashley Tisdale and her sister. They directed this movie. It was their brainchild and their idea. Now, first off, we want to say kudos for trying to come up with something different, having a different viewpoint. We are huge Ashley Tisdale fans.
Yes.
And we were so happy and proud of her. And even though we have to say this did not work, we look forward to her getting another opportunity to have a new idea with her sister under their umbrella company for another movie that might work. Right. So I want to say we don't want to roast them because we're fans, and anytime anyone gets an opportunity to showcase another talent, because she's a fantastic actress, and be with her family member doing it, and girl power, we're all for that. Unfortunately, this movie just didn't cut it. We're sorry, Ashley.
And to explain, we looked at the bonus features after we reviewed the movie. Apparently, they want to do a movie about Daphne and Velma, completely separate from Fred, Shaggy, and Scooby. And no, before you ask, no, they do not appear in this movie whatsoever.
They don't even exist in the movie.
Right, there's no mention of them.
It's like She-Ra.
Yeah,
and the Princess of Power.
Yeah, there's no mention of them. They don't show up at the end. There's no mention of the mysteries and monsters. And when you really watch the movie, it doesn't even feel like Scooby Doo. There's no little bitty chase scene with running through the doors. There's no mystery monster. It's just some guy in a cloak or just a mystery itself. The mystery is sort of downplayed until near the end because they really don't do anything to solve it because they stuck at the same square.
Right.
And when we watched the bonus features, we found out they wanted to do a girl power movie for Daphne and Velma. I was like, okay, we'll try that. But then they stated that they were underappreciated. They were stereotypes. They need to prove that they could do more than the guys. And it was like,
and that's when it went.
It was like, and we did not understand why they were saying this because they were talking about the original cartoon. And if they felt like that, they could have watched Mystery Incorporated or What's New Scooby Doo, where they had more character development.
And I was going to, I'm glad you said that, but I have to say, even from the beginning of this series, and Rascal was gifted the entire original series for Christmas one year. So we've both actually been able to watch it together from the beginning. At no point in the series we've watched have we seen Velma and Daphne seem like they're underappreciated or jokes or not important. They would have, even in the live action movies, they would have disagreements, but they would make up and they would realize that, hey, all of us together are a team and we all need to work together in order to succeed in Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah.
And as Rascal mentioned, that was just totally missing here. And even in the beginning of this movie, Daphne and Velma were at odds. You were given the impression that they were friends.
Right.
And then Daphne transfers into Velma's school. And Velma doesn't want to talk to her, doesn't want anyone to know she knows her, doesn't want to deal with her. And then there's a reason given later that's a poor one, but before that reason is given, she's horrid to Daphne.
Yeah.
So much for girl power, so much for teamwork, so much for all of these things that were supposed to be conveyed. Even later, after they team up and join up, that girl power vibe just isn't there.
Exactly. And they really wanted to showcase that both Velma and Daphne were the brilliant ones. Everyone has their own thing and work for Mystery Inc. And what this movie proves is that if you don't have all Mystery Inc. together, or you change the formula that works, it messes up everything. And unfortunately this happened for this movie because they wanted to show, okay, Daphne's into the supernatural and aliens and ghosts and monsters and she's all X-Files all of a sudden in here. She has fashion on the side, but her main thing's supernatural. And then Velma's thing is that she wants to debunk the supernatural. So that apparently is their back and forth thing, or the opposites attract thing that they run into the ground. So when they bring this into the movie, it doesn't really fit because there's no supernatural element in the school they're in. It's all about high tech and well, technology. I have to say it twice. Technology and brilliance and science and our smartphones and everything. It has nothing to do with monsters or ghouls or nothing. So the purpose of giving her the supernatural part really didn't go anywhere because there was no supernatural behind it. There was no guy in a costume. Absolutely. There was no person there was a person wanting money, but the whole shtick of having a freaky monster haunting someplace and they're trying to uncover it was never there. You thought it was, and then it was nothing there. Nothing was really catchy about the film.
Another thing that was really jarring in watching this movie is that the characters you know and love were not the characters you know and love, except for her being named Daphne
and her being named Velma
and her wearing some purple. They really didn't have any resemblance to the original characters, and it looks like this was done on purpose.
Yeah.
And Velma was totally opposite of her character as well, and they really seemed to set out the point of they didn't want her to be associated with the Velma of the series, with the turtlenecks and the short skirts, and her being a little heavier. The person who portrayed her in this movie was thin, and she wore blue jeans all the time, and both of them sort of had like a 70s feel to their clothes, except for Daphne in the beginning when her dad chose her outfit, which was the best outfit in the entire movie. It was the best outfit, and then from there she went down.
Right, and apparently when we learned the woman that picked out the clothes for the characters, she kept saying that, oh, we're trying to keep true to the original, but then they put the costumes side by side with the original outfits, and it's like, well, what are you talking about? There's nothing similar to it. You would have thought it's just random purple outfit. I don't understand what were they watching, or where was this coming from, because you're watching the movie, and even when they put the side by side, like to prove their point, I'm sorry, it's not proven. Nothing is in semblance to the original, which you claim that wasn't good. The characters weren't treated well in the first place.
Okay, let's tell you the things that are positive about this movie. One, again, Ashley and her sister got an opportunity to showcase another talent and a chance to make a movie, and that's awesome. Two, we got to see a different side of Daphne's parents that is normally shown in the animated series, and her parents were opposite attract. Her dad was fun. She has a great relationship with them. That worked.
And Arwen from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody played her dad.
Yes. And at the school, you were able to see them in a different environment. We've never seen them in a school setting, so that was a nice difference. Being able to see them actually function as teenagers within a school setting. The special effects later on were good. They just didn't fit in with the course of the plot of the movie. And another thing that did work is, I would say for Velma, they didn't take away her intelligence. She was still Velma smart, but she just didn't feel like Velma. And the last thing I would say is that by the end of the movie, their friendship was resolved. And they were getting along again. So those worked.
And they lead off into like a tiny cliffhanger as if there's going to be a sequel. I kind of doubt that's going to happen, but I think what would have been even better if they had the end, Fred, like they get a message from like someone named Fred Jones, and he talks about putting together a team or something, and that'd be your clue, like, okay, this is what led up into Mystery Inc. or something. Would have been actually a really nice touch.
So unfortunately, we went into here with high hopes of hoping that we would enjoy this movie and it would just be another addition to the Scooby Doo franchise, but clearly this is meant to be totally separated and not connected. And unfortunately, for that very reason, it causes the movie to fail, plus the other elements we mentioned. Again, we can't wait for the sisters to get another opportunity to do another movie and give us something that works and they not be penalized for this happening, because everyone doesn't always come out with their first movie doing great. I think they should be given another opportunity, because it's clear they have talent and they can write well, and they can have a movie flow even if it's not the movie that we were expecting.
Right.
So, if you've seen Daphne and Velma, most likely on DVD or in the theaters, we saw it on DVD, let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think we're wrong? We're wrong? Did it work for you? Did you like it? And if so, let us know why and what worked for you. And
be sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and more of the Paws videos.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Hit her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams, plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket.